Oh, that paddlefoot. He's funny, silly dog. He thinks totem pole alive. He hardly tenderfoot. That totem pole been here forever.
What? What? Stop watching TV a second.
Yeah?
You have a special visitor. Remember how I told you your daddy died in a POW camp? Well, this here is Captain Coombs. He was in the POW camp with Daddy.
Hello, little man. Wish I had a bunch about you. See, I was a good friend of your dad's. You and I were in the Hanoi POW together for 5 years. Hopefully, you'll never have to experience that for yourself, but when two men put in a situation that were for as long as we were, take on certain responsibilities. Well, if I was the one who didn't make it, Captain Coolidge, speaking to my son right now, Jim. The way it turned out, I'm talking to you. Butch, got something for you. This watch was purchased by your great-grandfather during the First World War. It was bought in a little general store in Knoxville, Tennessee. It's made by the first company to ever make wristwatches. Before then, people just carried pocket watches around. It was bought by Ryan Coolidge the day he set sail for Paris. This was your great-grandfather's war watch. He wore it every day. He was in that war. When his duty was done, he went home to your great-grandmother, put in an old coffee can, and there it stayed. Till your granddad, Dane Coolidge, was called upon by his country to go overseas and fight the Germans again. This time they called it World War II. Your great-grandfather gave this watch to your granddad. Good luck. Unfortunately, Dane's luck wasn't as good as his old man's. Dane was a Marine. He was killed, along with all the other Marines, in the Battle of Wake Island. Your granddad was facing death. He knew it. None of these boys had any illusions about leaving the island. So 3 days before the Japanese took the island, your granddad asked the gunner on an Air Force transport called Wanaki, a man he'd never met before in his life, to deliver his infant son, who he'd never seen in the flesh, his gold watch. 3 days later, your granddad was dead, but the Wanaki kept his word. After the war was over, he paid a visit to your grandmother, delivering to your infant father his dad's gold watch. This watch was on your daddy's wrist when he shot down over Hanoi. It was captured in a Vietnamese prison camp. He knew if the Goops ever saw it, they'd confiscate it. Taken away. The way your dad looked at it, this watch is your birthright. You'd be damned if any slope's going to put his squishy yellow hands on your birthright. So he hid it. In the one place he knew he could hide something, his ass. 5 long years, he wore this watch up his ass. Then he died of dysentery. He kept the watch, and hid this uncomfortable hunk of my ass. 2 years. 2 years. After 7 years, they sent me home to my family. Now, little man, I give this watch to you.